Do you have some tracks in your mixes that are pretty much there, but they seem to be missing a little something? Well, if you're ready to get them fired up, then join me for this episode of I Don't Have a Band, right now. Welcome to episode 29 of I Don't Have a Band. Hey there, I'm Dan, the self-proclaimed Lonely Rocker. Today I'm going to be looking at a plugin from my good friends at United Plugins called Firemaster. Now, if you haven't heard of United Plugins yet, they're a coalition of sorts of different plugin developers that came together to market their plugins under one brand. Firemaster is developed by the Firesonic team, the same guys that brought us the FireCobra, a super smart saturation plugin. I also reviewed that, so if you want to check it out, look for a link in the description below. Firemaster is designed to be the last plugin in your chain on virtually any track. So if you've got that track that's pretty much there, but it just needs that extra little push up the hill, well, that's where Firemaster is ready to jump in and do its job. It can also be used on your master bus for that final little polish. Well, the best way to see what it does is, let's jump on the box, I'll review the plugin, we'll throw it on a few tracks, and then I'll come back and tell you what I think about it. All right, let's jump in and take a look at United Plugins Firemaster. Let's take a quick look at the different components of the plugin. You've got the standard input and output controls. I think those are self-explanatory. The bass knob enhances the lower frequencies, and you can create some shine in the upper frequencies with the air control. The depth control is the heart of Firemaster's algorithm and is quite signature of many plugins in the United Plugins inventory. It's a smart adjustment that reacts to your track, letting you enhance the body and feeling of space. The color knob adds some gentle saturation. And the big dry wet knob allows you to dial in as much of the affected signal as you want or need. The top toolbar lets you A/B different settings, and you have a range of built-in presets. So I've got an early mix of mine here, which has kind of got its own issues, but I figured it'd be a good project to test Firemaster on. There's this acoustic loop in this one section here. Let's take a listen to it. I always found it got lost and I had trouble placing it. Here, let's solo it so you can place the part. You can hear back here in the mix again, so you can tell it's getting lost. Now, I didn't want it to be a prominent part, but I wanted it just to kind of sit in the mix, maybe feel a little bit of the texture. So why don't we bring in Firemaster and see what we can do with it. I'll just play around with the plugin right now and see what we can get. That's sounding better already. Why don't we solo it and see what it's doing? It's really fattening up the signal. I kind of like what it's doing. Let's hear it in the track. No, that was pretty simple, and you know what? It gave it just enough to really bring it up a bit, which is exactly what I was looking for. So I've got another example here with a similar challenge. I've got this, what I call background melody, that was meant to just kind of be in the mix, but again, I struggled with this one a lot. Let's take a listen to it. We'll hear it by itself. And again in the mix. It always just felt really flat to me and kind of lost. So let's throw Firemaster on it and see what we can do with it. The plugin's in the red, but it doesn't seem to be clipping. I'll give it a little notch here just in case. Again, that was quite simple. Let's do before and after. That's helping a lot. Let's listen to it in solo and see what it's doing. Let's give it another listen to see how it sounds in the mix. You can already start to imagine what Firemaster can do on more prominent parts, but using a more subtle part like this is really giving you an indication of the power of Firemaster. I went around in circles with EQ, just trying to find that sweet spot for this part, but really all it needed was just that little polish, maybe a little bit of air on the top end, just to get it to nudge right above the track, which is what I wanted to do with it in the first place. Let's give Firemaster a go on the master bus. I'll play a little bit of the track here. I'm hearing all my old problems coming back. All right, let's see what this can do. Well, there's a bit of a level shift there. So you've got input and output adjustment, so I'll just get it in check here. That's a little better. Now I'll just play around with the bass and air controls. Oh, that's interesting. I'll adjust the dry wet knob just to dial back the effect a little bit. Okay, we'll do a little before and after. Firemaster, I'm listening. That's a really interesting effect. That's some mojo right there. I think my master bus just got itself a new plugin. Well, there you have Firemaster. I have to say I'm quite intrigued with the plugin. Now, I'm at a point with my mixing where I'm actively trying to use less plugins, so if a plugin is going to make it onto a track, well, it better be doing something special. Firemaster is a pretty unique plugin, and it comes as advertised. You know, it gives you that extra little push when you need it, and it's really light on the CPU, so I had no issues sprinkling it liberally around the project. If I needed to punch up the bass a little bit, create a little air, it's got this kind of psychoacoustic effect, so it gives you really interesting results, and I love what it does to the stereo field, creating some interesting possibilities for your tubas. Now, United Plugins offers free trials on all of their plugins, so I highly recommend at the very least you go check it out and give it a go and see if it works well for you. I'm going to play with the plugin a bit more, but I highly suspect it's going to be creeping into some of my projects. For more information about Firemaster, please visit unitedplugins.com. If you like what I'm doing here, please consider visiting me at lonelyrocker.com or supporting me by becoming a patron on my Patreon page. This helps me continue to make more content, and you get some perks and bonus content not available here on YouTube. As always, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. And please like, subscribe, and ring that bell to stay up to date. Remember, you don't need a band to rock and roll. There are a lot of great musical projects you can do by yourself, right from your own home. I hope to see you again next time.